We need some music to get us going. Way. I don't find anything that I want to do. Let's see what Scintilla has to say. Oh, this sounds weird. Is there no volume control on Bandcamp? Did I mess up somehow? Wait. Maybe not. Maybe not the vibe I'm going for. Peppercore, maybe? Anyway, hey peeps, how are you doing? We don't need that. No. We are going to start work on some actual models for this today. Not that I'm happy with the layout, but we just have to maybe see how much of the layout issues or the sense of how the layout feels is affected by the fact that it's looking kind of just lo-fi in a way that I'm not super happy about. So I want to take one of these pillars and turn it into like a proper model. I did start a little bit last night by trying to like sculpt. I think it doesn't look that good, and I think there's shortcuts we can do with that. So I was thinking we'd start by trying to just model it instead. So I'm gonna grab this, duplicate it out, and then separate by selection. And then this, let's put it in the center. Is that roughly where we want it? Roughly. Like that. And I guess we can just do this and hide these parts. Kind of nice to have them mirrored so you can see what's going on there. Let's start in this So if you look at what I drew around this, we had this kind of material in the bottom, and then we had this material up here. And it's slightly different. I think it's an okay start. So I was thinking just add like boxes, align them, and make the exterior of this part. I'm gonna just scale it down slightly, and then add a bunch of cubes. Then we can figure out how to do exactly all of the things later. But I want some texture, and I want the silhouette of the thing to reflect the texture, so that you can see that it's not just like not just like the simplest possible geometry. And kind of the reason I want that is just because I think it looks in engine, I feel it looks too much like it's low poly, not as a style, but as a because I couldn't do better. Which may or may not be true. I don't know. So let's just do this. The top two. No, I think actually this one also should be. I don't want them perfect either. Let's go grab these. Yo, Doctor, what is up? Maybe this one could have been, I don't know. Change this to where's the size? Where do I set this size? Select font maybe? Can I get like a shadow? Get an outline. Black outline just so we can see it. Cool. Got home from work and my wife and kids were gone. I checked everywhere, but none of them were home. But the countertops were full of cakes, pies, and various cookies and other pastries. I can't believe my family deserted me. that was dumb. Pretty dumb one. I would say, like, on the scale of dumb, pretty dumb. Like it. Take it you're pretty happy then, Balrog. I'm also starting. Maybe these are much bigger than what we think they are. I'm not sure. It's pretty sick groove, Adrian. I think I've listened to this album once. This is very cool. Run around and desert you. Yeah, it seems like that would be on the negative side of things if you got him in there, especially in that kind of scenario. I wonder how much I want these to, like, maybe this one should poke out a bit so that you can clearly see it's made out of distinct pieces. Can't do too much though, because then it'll look suboptimal. I was thinking maybe I'll do this first and then sculpt it, or maybe I can just do like a normal map and stuff like that, but I'm not sure. You could also grab like these, pull them out a little. I don't know what you're talking about, Brookman. You can't actually borrow the 2009 box office hit by Disney from Rick Astley. I'm not gonna give you up. Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah, that hurts. That particularly bad. So now the question is, what do I do? Do I put those back into the mockup? That's the easiest way, I think. So I'll just like go in here. Get rid of this. I should have done this before from the start, I think. Join. No. Did it understand? It seems to have. Yeah, it didn't copy like the mirror into the thing or something like that. That's pretty good. Now we have the same old problem of these being a bit too... Cool. It looks so small in here, I don't know. Hello, downvote. You work in Godot with C? No, C sharp. No, I'm doing Godot with GD script. So everything here is GD script. Oh, I missed you. It was a long time you asked about that. Sorry about that. But gotta figure out the spawn point thing. Okay, so what does this do to the rendering? Let's turn off the enemies just for the time being. So there are still these lines going through it from the texture. Could drop the texture, I guess. What if we only had the normal map? But my problem is simply I'm bad at looking to the side. I should be much better at it than I am. I guess if we got rid of the or picked another normal map that didn't have the, because it's got some like there's something there with the texturing. Just download some normal map. Textures.com. I need like this. Is there a... I think it might be too rough, but we'll borrow it. I don't have enough credits. Is it because I'm logged in? Yeah, okay. But where are the normal maps? That's a bit too rough, maybe. Try it. Log in my Google account. Come on. Choose your plan. How about free? Someone said free. Take me back to free. It says free. Just get it. I think I like this one. This one has very like low. Just borrow this shit. We'll make our own later. Put those in there, and I won't go through the ordeal of trying to set them up. Architectures, yeah. I have to look at the oh, that's normal. Wait. Albedo is what we want. I want it to be more or less white. Gotta figure out the scaling on this. It's a very something. Why is it looking like this? Oh, that's moire effect for you. It's not exactly what I was looking for. But we'll see what happens if we scale it up. It really doesn't work. Hello, kids. Oh, mom. What? This didn't look at all like the picture, did it? Okay. I can tell this is not the one that we want. Let's go for the other one then. Maybe. Not sure if I used the roughness, but let's put it in for funsies. Why is it so contrasty? Is it the texture just has a lot of contrast? Okay. Or is it just zoomed in or out a lot, or? This It's obviously gonna be Miyagi's. There's a... Are these not interpolated the way I think they should be interpolated? Is that the problem? Hello? Filter linear. It says that. Just that the details are high enough for it to become weird. Looks so boring. Like, is there a little bit better with the texture in there? Yes. But I think I have to make, especially stuff like this, very... Maybe this part here is the organic part. This is the brick, and this should also be brick. And if I make these bricky, they will look more natural. Hello, Spruce. There's a lot of like noisiness going on when I move left and right with this texture. So we can do, start by just thinking about the, either I scale this down to make it look more interesting that way. It could be a, could be something, because there's, this one is inside out, of course. Hello, Jolo. I just really wish I could hide the... I can? If I just toggle it on and off once? Strange. Now it becomes much easier to see what's going on even in this part here. Sweet. You think? I think it's... What about this light? That one is pointing the right direction. I don't know. I would have loved it if it had more effect on this here. But I guess it is. I'll probably have to do something else like Omnilight there. And just like blow it up and make it super green and strong. You can see a little bit, but it's not gonna. Maybe my thing doesn't support these lights, or is there no effect at all from this? It's got some effect, but it is incredibly low. Do I have a bunch of that? Okay, crash. Hello, there's a. It's been a while since Unity. I really like Godot. It's great. Still like learning. And everything takes maybe a little bit longer still. But some things go faster too. Okay, I think we have a crash here. No, up. No crash. I have this emission contribution. But it's like, okay, so I got a light here and I can't make it brighter. So like, how? The 16 is. Oh wait, I can make it brighter. It just. Okay. Without it, yeah, it does help to lighten things up, but it doesn't give that much green. So how can we make it maximum green? I don't know. This is kind of blue in tone, so maybe we make it less blue. Shadows are super dark. I don't really like how the ocean looks. I'm starting to get a bit dismayed around this whole thing. I'm not good enough. Maybe we need 2 of those. Is there more light here than there? See how it looks in game like this. Yeah, I think this mechanic is cool and it's kind of fun to play. I'm just struggling a bit with getting the graphics to look right. Is the ocean casting shadows or... Because why aren't these like super green on this side? Because there's a directional light looking straight up here. Guess we could make it much brighter. Now that I know that. Ah, look at that. That did a lot. Just going from the bluish green to the slightly more yellow green. Now we're getting somewhere with the lighting here. It's still like we could do a lot more with this. Let's take a look in game. Hello, Prosto. Okay, I don't know that I like that. And now this side is like bathed in eye-blinding green. Need some red, probably. Again, let's try to get more materials in here. Can I have more materials on a mesh instance? Yeah, if I have multiple materials here, I think I can move that in there, for example. Like that would work. I think this is already saved. Let's hope. Then I think we can do like go materials, and then we take like this bullshit, and we do call this like concrete, or like the color is A, and then we create a new slot, call this one B, and then we assign it to those faces. Somewhat hard to know if that worked, but we can probably do this. Yes, save. And then as we go in here, we should be able to assign another material here. I hope this doesn't like overwrite this every time, because then I'm pissed. It did. Bummer. And we also didn't really get another material. This looked cool though. Oh, now we have two. Sure. Concrete one. Here we go. This one we want lighter or darker? It's kind of subtle difference, and if it did have a different, maybe we do the scaling differently, so it's like a lot less intense. We can do like maybe put those in that material, and we can also like those parts. And the insides here. So we can see the grout more. Then we can start, when we get this two-tone look, we can maybe start figuring out exactly how this should work. I really hope it doesn't replace those materials. It does every time. Fart gas. Maybe it's enough to start. Yes. Godot has this new concept that is not in the full game engine yet, called composer effect, composition effect. So I'm using a custom thing with a compute shader that just processes the entire screen. I don't like this particular thing, but it's sort of working how it just lights up the cracks there. Problem with the world environment stuff is that it's applied after my quantization effect, which also has a that is doing the color correction thing. So it's a bit tough to like use in that sense. Same with like bloom and stuff like that I want. So I've implemented my own that looks like a bit trash. Currently. I would have loved to be able to like insert my own stuff earlier in the chain, but or later in this case. I think it helps, but there's still something about the way it flickers with the normals, or the. Maybe I just had too high normal scaling. Maybe 0.1, because that seems much more stable somehow. Yeah, it looks better. Let's continue a bit with the modeling before we like rewrite everything in Unreal Engine. So one of my primary concerns are these big blocks here. They're not really in my sketch. There's like a little bit of a plinth. Give them a little bit more of that, like, slanted look. Now I messed up the... because they're also, like, beveled. So I'm gonna... Let's start over. Now we're gonna do some stuff. Just start adding a little bit of decoration to these. Just so there's something. Maybe even like up here. I could see that. Wait, what happened here? It got twisted somehow. It's a bit too repeating. But maybe I can just widen this and it'll lighten things up a bit. Yo, Rockadoodle! What's up? Welcome, peeps. How you all doing? Did it just work this time with import? Slightly different to what I just saw there. Very annoying that you got to do this every time. But it's, I guess, my fault for setting things up in the way I've done it. Yes, I think chat works. Or what's the problem? Should these be thinner too now? Well, I think the thinner thing looks more stylish. Can I like deselect things? How do... Yeah, it's just... People are tired. Have I been experiencing something like a one-day cold? No, rather a never-ending cold is what I'm having. That looks kind of weird. Yeah. Hadouk is are you having something to mind rage? I probably should like control. No, that doesn't work. My initial idea was to have 3 of them. A demo version of Corona, yeah. Open air spaceship, yeah. Someone said, is this a spaceship? And I had to say no. feel like I've severely underestimated the amount of work that's needed for 3D over like 2D. It just adds a whole bunch of things. Like, oh, you want do you want some lighting with that? Do you want some oh, maybe you want to do sculpting, or nah, maybe you just want to do like normal maps or materials, and it's not going to be ProcGen anymore. I don't know. I need to figure this out, and not that long in the, like I can't wait too long. Gotta start figuring it out. But this side now looks not very good because of the very high intensity of this light. But depends on what you do, is the correct answer. As with everything. Because 3D is nice to get started with, and 2D just, if you're gonna have like top down rotating shit, then 3D might help. Do Minecraft. There's also the whole, like, I've been watching YouTube as one do, and there's this whole like movement towards, or rather away from, like professionalism. If you know what I mean, where you don't want things to look good because that's cringe, and that's sort of where I want, like, where I find myself most at home when just trying to polish things up. Like yesterday I watched this video about one dude who, well, it's not about him, but he talks about why YouTubers now they're holding their microphones, even like a lapel mic or one of those. They just hold it in their hands and talking to it, so they don't look professional, because professional is like, and extrapolating from other information, it's like on TikTok, if something looks like an ad, people just swipe straight by. And I think like let's say Vampire Survivors is another, like, or Lethal Company more recently is another, like, if you look like you care too much, you're not cool, right? I kind of like that, but it feels like it's not really where I feel at home. Like, look at Ultra Kill, for example, or Lethal Company, or Bum with a MacBook. I think there is something such as being overproduced. Oh, I like the lighting here. This is kind of dramatic looking. We should lean into darkness more. Is that what we've been missing? Should this just be darker? I'm trying to find something that works, and can't say that I have yet. Radiant enemies, yeah. Put a light in them. The darkness here kind of flattens things out, though. I don't know. But this looks, it's pretty cool. Let's see if we can tweak the glow thing, because that doesn't look good at all. Or turn it off. Yeah, it doesn't look like a lot of other things, which I think is good. That I think is good. I believe that is correct. You can spend more time, but that's not quite the calculation. Because I think some stuff, it just has to look like I don't care. Like, if it looks like I care too much, it becomes boring. It doesn't look like I'm spontaneous or whatever. When I say I mean like this game or... I think all the like angles makes it look like it's like low poly for low poly's sake. Frick, I don't know. But I really do like the contrast here where these are both the color work together and the darkness and like the suggestive little lighting things coming through here. That looks pretty cool. This effect is cool. Yeah, like the slapstick horror Lethal Company thing. Global light from the bottom. Yeah, that's how this is lit, more or less. So if I could make... Maybe I should just take this light, turn it back on, pull it down a bit. And maybe angle it a bit so... There's... if I dampen the top light, we'll get less of the cool light on the underside. More approachable character. So something just killed that dark look. I don't know that I hate this, but I do feel like as soon as I added a bit more detail here and this, but maybe these shouldn't even be this shape. It should have some... Let's just try some shit out. I don't know where I'm going really. But like, what if this had a curve to it, for example? Why can I not... Maybe I can do this instead. And then I think you can like do this and then give it a bit of a curve just to make it look less like I really didn't like that. Okay, that's gonna be hard too. Let's do it this way. I need to start having these as separate objects so I can like link things instead. Vangers? Is there something that happens once I stop like doing the things that look like it's low poly? Does this look just inherently better, quicker than what I've had before? I need to look at something different for a bit. I had this idea for this other shader where you could do like a 3D volumetric thing that gives us these like striations or lines by using a noise texture and then just reading that from a world position. And then having that applied to these. We could do that for a second before we go on. Let's just do like a new standard material. Let's not really do anything with it. Just convert to shader material, and then see if we can do something cool with that idea. I just need a little breather from this. This is not the right material, is it? Here it is. So let's create our second channel here. Let's call this like, no, not that. This texture noise. And then we need to calculate the world space position here so we can sample the noise texture. Well, let's put it in and see what happens. Quick load, noise texture, fast noise light, and it's pretty good. Think my base level shader has a way to sample to get the world position. Yes. But this is a vector. Why are you so angry? Assignment to uniform. It's not a uniform. It's a... What's the other word? Varying. And now if we just put like the emission to be world position XYZ divided by 10, we should see, yeah, these become colored like that. Now let's use that as a UV into our noise texture. Let's use X and Z plus Y or something. I don't know how that works. It seems to sort of work. I think if we just bring this down a bit, we can see it more clearly. Cool. That makes it bigger. 40, 30. Cool. So now we can start doing like just get the get some like modulo and stuff in here. Times 10 makes it very bright, but then we do like this. We have to do F mod. Mod F. Mod is the one 0.5 or something. I want to see that like weird pattern. That's pretty cool. That was scarily close to what I was hoping to see. If we do this, got a pretty cool texture there for sure. But it's not quite what I want. First of all, I would love them to be in a... Let's do a slightly different variation on this. We don't do modulo, we do sine. We can pow that over 3. Modulo is getting the remainder of a division Game Largo. I used to be a Unity dev. Yeah, it's the remainder of a division. You get it. Now we're in psychedelics land. Yeah, we had a healer focused game. We put it on the back burner maybe 6 months ago. Started work on what became this. And this game has been much more finished. And I don't know quite why I'm having such trouble just getting back to to where we once were, but that's how it is, I guess. Pretty trippy, at least. See what else. Yeah, this is all shader. This is just the last like 10 minutes. Interesting. It turns. How is it possible to get this result from that? Clamp. How come the clamp does what it... What? I don't understand what's going on. It worked fine. How come so different? Ah, it's the... it just becomes a humongous number, or what's the... How does this even come together? What is this album? Is somewhat strange. Maybe it's easier to see if I look at it like this. I don't know what we want this to be yet. It's that's kind of the tough thing right now. We need to figure out what the game is about, what the visuals should be, and like what, yeah, horror-ish, nightmarish thing. I'm not 100% sure what I want at this point. It looks pretty cool when it's like blending in just a little bit of some other colors. How does it look through the... Wanted to have a little bit of sense of 3D. And maybe this emission could maybe affect the albedo as well. Some version of it. That does look pretty cool. The thing that we find really hard, I think, is we want it to be this kind of loose, not very defined lore about things, and then suddenly we have to make a gun, and then it's really hard to make a gun because we don't have anything to copy from, or we copy from things and it doesn't feel right. Like this gun, I kind of hate it. Or I will until I add the... Okay, this is dumb. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Wait, that was not the one? Ah, we haven't saved the material yet. That's why. Let's make sure we save this. Save as. That looks BFG. Yeah, Unreal. Oh, I forgot. There's this thing with the weapon where it's it needs to be using a specific thing to work. I'm sorry, I have to go back then. But what we can do is hide it so we don't get too confused. Yeah, the material is pretty cool now. What if you just ignore... I think I'm very annoyed by the shape of this. Maybe if it was round, it would have been less of a turn off for me. I don't know. The other part we can do is maybe take... what is breaking the... Maybe I have to do this first. And then the other. Oh, I can see how this will be a problem. But there's a simple solution. We just detach this part. However I would do that, I don't know. Like maybe... How can I detach a, or can I select like, select linked, but not linked everything, linked material, and then we just like duplicate that, move it out of the way for a second, select linked material, get rid of the faces, and then just do like select linked. Bring this down to where it should be. Not sure what is... That should be correct. Maybe there is something that does happen when you start doing like non-straight up polygonal shit. It just looks a bit less block in and more, this is the actual thing we're gonna do. More details, I guess. Maybe it can save us. Oh, look at this. There's... Maybe not. Why does it think this is connected? Maybe I can set it here. Connected only. There it is. This album is pretty trippy. Not gonna lie. The shape is not that clean. Hey, I picked the wrong material. Luckily I saved the material before I saved the... I could put in a little bit like vertex offset here. Yeah, I think this album is heavier than I anticipated. Sorry, I'm not being very like entertaining. My brain is like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what this is gonna happen. I can show you the gameplay for a second. It might be good like just break. You know what? Can we do that on like 1 second here. So we got temple. We can set an external material, I think, per slot. So mockup is the one I'm using. And then like materials, pick the material we want to use. Assets, materials, environment, concrete 1. B, pick assets, materials, environment, swirly, re-import. That should make it so that it doesn't override the materials every time. Yes. Nice. So the game is a single player game that is based around the fact that you can flip between 2 worlds. So we got enemies you gotta shoot. There's ammo to pick up. There's some health there too. But you have to kill things on the side where they live. It's a bit hard to see now apparently with the current lighting situation. I think that was the right side. Is that not okay? That's on that side now. Yeah, the shading currently, as we're in the middle of this, is not quite working. Because I don't know which side something is on. The very strong like green underlight, the ghost doesn't work. Try to bring it back to something like this. Maybe it'll be better. This is very dark.
Hello. The date is July 12th, 2019. And I thought that I would come in to show up very much. We are currently moving in a car and not having very much fun with it. But we're surviving.
Could have used some some help there. Not sure. But yeah, the game used to play quite differently. It might be good to go back and just look at that for a second.
I want you to know that I love you a whole lot.
I do feel like I'm kind of not sure. where I'm going with stuff. So it used to be this where you kind of all right, so this one has the spawners. It's been a while since I played this. You had a shotgun. Why is the sensitivity is a bit low, right? And then you got the spawners like in Devil Daggers. Why doesn't it hit? Strange. And you could like dip in the water to charge up your thing. Procedural levels. How? You could, I think this version you can like just do this all the time. It is one of the reasons we wanted to change things up a bit. Too late. Too early. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, no real plans to make it multiplayer. Feels like we're having a bit of a hard time just making it a game at this point. So let's figure that out first. Oh, the lights here light up the enemies really strongly. That's what's going on there. But without it, it doesn't look as good, right? When you get into the flow, it's kind of nice to just shoot, jump up, swap sides, plan out your like. One more. Gotcha. Death. Yeah, I don't know. One thing I find when playing it, I hate the environment a little bit less. Like will say that. Maybe it's adding lights and stuff like that might be the way to spruce it up. No, but I think like making it have more character, like be less polygonal, add more subtle detail, maybe some debris in some place or some vegetation, stuff like that. I'm gonna go get something more to drink. I also feel like this flat area that's like super tight, it's not the greatest. Let's look at some inspiration from somewhere. I guess it's got to be like this, where we kind of stumble for a while before we find our place. What are we looking for? We're looking for stuff like Destiny 2 has these arenas. I just played like can we do like Witch Queen campaign and look at some of the towards the end. I just played this the other day. Maybe it's here. Oh, it's so good quality. Here we go. There were some interesting arenas. Yeah, for example, this room here. Can I see it somehow? The fact that our arena is symmetrical kind of hurts us too. It's got these like raised edges of the arenas, and then you can drop things down, which feels good. And in our case, we can also like drop down into the pool there. A bunch of stairs. The thing that stairs do in this context is that it also breaks up. So when you're designing, you want like areas of high contrast and like high intensity of detail, and some that has lower detail. So here the ground is pretty much just a single color, more or less. And then if you go to some of the see if we can go to the rooms, you can see the stairs give this like intensity of detail, which is cool. The other thing they do really well is like the go back for a second. We just look down there. Yeah. Yeah, we already have symmetry that way. Maybe we don't. Maybe we should shy away from symmetry that way as well. Could be like too much. So yeah, I did enjoy that album there. But let's go to something else. Spotify. So like yeah, the other thing I was thinking about was like how they have indoors, really big indoor arenas. Do I want to boot up Destiny and fly around and just see? So Throne World here. Everything is sort of walled off. I never think about like environments in games. Oh, look at that. Secrets. We're having this like little island on a really big ocean. And maybe that's like we don't have any features on the horizon. So all that stuff also got to play into how an environment feels. A bit of a pickle. I don't have any other games to compare to either. It's like, yeah, we can go Devil Daggers, which has some of the stuff. But that's just like a plane, and then really smartly they leave the horizon black or the sky black so that you can see the enemy spawning in on the sides. There's no like cover, there's no blocking of sight lines. It's just like a big, somewhat circular grid of tiles. It's also got a bunch more color than we do. We have mostly like blue or cyanish, whatever. Here they got sort of a clashing green with the red, and then the purple. There's the black, and there's blood green, blood red, blood green. Yeah, the classic blood color green. Some grays. Mostly red, but they got that. Like, there's a bunch of colors in here. What other game? Like, there's not that many games that do like an arena. Quake 3 Arena. What's it called? DM17 is one that I'm thinking of. Which I bet will feel somewhat similar. But it's just like Black Void. Give me some inspirational level design with games. Should we ask ChatGPT? Give me a list of games that of like first person shooter games that take place on an arena style thing. Hyperdemon is just like weird color. I tried playing it yesterday or the day before maybe. I could play for like 5 seconds until I died, and then my brain also shut off. Lawbreakers. Diabolical? What's that? Never heard of this. Yeah, it's really, really hard. Oh, this is the Quake 3 thing. This it's so weird with games, or rather our game is so weird compared to most games where we don't really have corridors. It's just like a place. I mean, it doesn't really tell us anything more. Let's go explore some in Destiny. I don't really know how else to think about this. Fortunately, it's gonna be some kind of, maybe there's a, thinking about how big are the play spaces. How could I make that look a bit like, it's sure gonna be. We also mentioned like an old Unreal Tournament. Yeah, that versus level there, for example. Oh, I remember this. There's something about the colored lights and low FOV that brings me back. It's got like pretty. Oh, this level is sort of it. Okay. Champion. Ooh, this level. I remember this level too. It's got, there's like on the rooftops, kind of a cool concept. Got a good like mix of indoor and outdoor spaces, I think. And this is another one. This is the look that I want to sort of avoid as much as possible with a very polygonal ground, for example. Unless I want to go like full on, like let's just make it look old. But a lot of games are trying that, and another one would probably be like Quake. Skyscraper level, yeah. It had these multi-stories, so you can like jump in on. I actually made earlier, months ago, I had that in the game, but at that point we didn't really have the duality, upside downside thing. I don't know how that would translate. Come on. Log maintenance. Is that it? Where would we have some? So Savathun's Throne World we looked at a little bit. The moon. I need to buy the expansion, I guess. Europa. I feel like I've seen some of this. Should we go to the moon? There's a drop soon. Here. All right. This is a theme I wanted to steal too. How's this streaming? It's not the best. The frame rate is a bit choppy, but it's okay. So we want to go somewhere and see what some combat space look like. I just want some visual. Probably not the right. So here is a space, for example. I'm gonna fall down the first thing I do. Let's do. So you got quite a bit of stuff in the background. And then they have like a skybox that get mixed into. It doesn't really have clear boundaries at this point. Is there any other place in here like can I just do this without people? I think I can. Don't. Okay. Someone's gonna be how can I not tell it to do to not yeah, it's Destiny. Is it not possible to do this without others? Can I do like no. The strikes probably always, but maybe this is just like take me into some, because I want to see an indoor space and see how it could translate into something. Crisis, but these are all pretty big islands. Stranded Deep. Another more thematic comparison for me would be Returnal. Where they have these, it's more like rooms. You never see the horizon or anything. Maybe I should try like a more an indoor setting. Okay, Eris, I don't need that. I just want to see some more indoor space and imagine there being something on the ground. Come on. Let's do it. All the ones that are pretty close. What is this? We're Hive defeated? Okay, so this wasn't an whatever. That excursion didn't give us much. So It's also third person, but I don't know if that makes a big difference. There's another game, a game that we can take inspiration from, and that is the old version of this game, which is like it's doing some stuff, at least. I hope this doesn't break. Let's make this 180 or so. This has more structure to it. It's not symmetrical. Wow, frame rate. Let's turn off the spawner if I remember how. It's been a while. There we go. I don't know about the frame rate. Maybe it recovers. Usually just close down Photoshop and we'll be fine. But like... You know what? I think there is something that I can learn from this. So if you look at this from a visual standpoint, I'm standing here. I'm looking out over, like, straight ahead. And I can see things in the distance, like this shape here. This breaks up the horizon line. Here is something that completely blocks my view. Here we got some raised stuff and so on. And then going back to the new when I'm looking at it from that direction, I think there's not a lot of wherever it would be. Let's turn off the enemies. Yeah, the ground is better. So this view is kind of okay. So what is going on with my graphics card? Is it burning up from destinying? For some reason, the direction the light hits here, the ocean looks quite more boring. It does have a little bit more like personality, this, I think. I need to kill Photoshop, I think. That must be the solution. Is it, as always? No? Frame rate, please. There we go. So if I'm just standing here and looking out, there's nothing here. If I'm looking here, everything is, the ground is just flat, and there are some struts that go up, but there's much less to, a lot less interesting stuff. Plus it's symmetrical. I'm kind of, maybe a view like this has like a lot of ocean, and some of these in the center, and those are symmetrical. The old thing at least had some... It felt like the structures were more interesting. One thing I do like about this more than the other, or the older one, is probably that it's smaller. It doesn't have that much... When someone spawns, I want to be pretty quick to kill it. But maybe there's something where We can get the best of both. I'm starting to a little bit like the two-tone thing here. It just quite dark and could use a bunch of like decorations, maybe a different pattern on the ground or something like that. I also think maybe we could brighten everything up a little bit. And I want to make the water look juicier again. I don't know what I did to make it look so dull. Same when we come down here. So things that I really like is the way the shadows are cast on these. It just looks gloomy and like a murky underwater thing, which I dig. And it feels very different to the top, even though it's got the same colors. The other thing I think the underside does is that this like Northern Lightsy effect at the edge kind of works to make it look more full, and the darkness just hides a lot of the where you can't see that it's got like these flat areas. The older structures look more open, maybe. Yeah, some more particles. This one has some particles. You can see them here. On the other side, maybe actually don't have particles. I don't necessarily know. I just put in like a smaller ocean radius to further, when you're down here, to further get this, because these get closer and take up more space. This looks pretty cool. This looks a little bit dull. So what are our options? How can we... Where can we take this? One thing that does happen, specifically with this game, is that everything looks quite one tone because of the way I do the quantization. There's no variation in saturation at all. It's all the same saturation generally. So the same curve of saturation across one color. So that might be contributing a bit to that feeling, I guess. But yeah, if I look at it like this compared to stop looking at things from this point, there's just like, it feels like another place that I can go to here. And same if I'm here, I got more stuff. So maybe we're shooting ourselves in the foot with the whole like temple. It feels like a more fun space to check out than this. Ugh, I don't know. Is there no particles on the other side? Because I think that would... There is. You can see them if you look. Okay, So what do we do? Do we go back to gray boxing and see if we can find another shape and reuse some of the pillars? Try to make something that looks less like a spaceship and more like a weird... Break one of them, let him fall on the ground. Maybe. I'm also starting to get like a bit too much uncommitted code here. I don't even know what all of this is. Let's go grab a maybe we why do you stop that, please? So what I want to do is take the level generator and just find a cool seed and then be inspired by that, and then try to build something that looks a bit like it. See, even this has like, it's got this big open area here that has some interest, and then it's got these like really high up stuff. And it's got these things over here that break the horizon line. Something like this, but maybe smaller. And like the ground generally has at least like jagged edges, but oftentimes things that just protrude a bit. We could just port over the level generator and make new assets and see what comes out. That's another alternative. Because I could see like just replacing the pillars with the new ones could look cool, and then the ground... I'm half feeling that like maybe I should stop trying to design it and just have the level generator make little pieces and have the level generator do stuff for me. Notice also how bright and nice these look through the... Something here just looked like it's kind of dark. Anyway, yeah. Just to do something, let's just port over the level generator to this thing. Call this test level and put it in somewhere, and then we'll, I don't know, I guess test level 2. I will re-enable this. I will just commit everything into a new branch. and then I'll maybe deal with something later, because this is going to be quite a big commit, because the gun texture is like huge, or gun model is pretty huge. Yo, Wu shall fall. What's up? Wow, already. So we're gonna try to copy over the level generator from this, and just a few scripts. I don't know what I want to preserve. Shall we take the simplest parts first? Let's take a look. Because this is quite a bit of code here. I don't really need everything. But it's more or less like 3 scripts. One that is the level generator, and then we got level module and level module connection. I'm sort of, because I don't know what to do, let's just do this, because it's something that I want to test at some point anyway. So we're going to create a new level generator script. We're not going to copy this directly, but it has the concept of a library of objects that can be used to generate a level. It's got like, I want roughly this area, and each module has an area. And each module has connections, and it keeps a list of all the open connections, and it also does some collision detection when it tries to add a module. So that it doesn't. Yeah. Should work. Cool, let's just do it. We have voxel level generator. Let's do like module level generator here. It's gonna be a node. Hello. Might be. Because we didn't really... No, we closed the other one. Never mind. Here's a thing. Get rid of the spawner. Turn off the enemy spawner. Here we go. Make it a tool script. Let's put in. My thinking is we'll just want a button to press. We don't really need to send the seed in there. It should figure it out. Cool. Print. Generating level. No. Actually do this just for the simplicity of it. Is this not how you do it? Now I gotta reload this scene. So the right, so now press auto regenerate and we change this, we can see the generating level code there. Nice. Now let's have this breaks. I like that idea, module library. Should probably be outside of the world. So module library. This can just live out here. Why not? There we go. It's got to take all the modules that live below it. And build a little library of those. So we're gonna have like a export var modules is an array of level module. And then we'll do like modules clear. Let's also have this a tool script. So we can see that it well, maybe it doesn't matter. And then we'll go do that. Nice. Separating some of the concerns here. I think this one could move into the other folder as well, scripts. That should work. Cool. The level module. The level module is going to have like a bunch of connections. It's going to also have a function. Be update? Should it be? Let's have setup. Then we're going to have like. Not mono node. Sure. Can do that instead, I guess. Connected to. Module library has a starting module. And the other thing we want to do here is child.setup. I think we should change this to setup as well. And then let's close others. Module level generator. First thing we do is we set up the library. So library.setup. That should set up all the other things. And then want to create like a random thing. Sure. Maybe this can live right on here. Seed is current seed. Sweet. So now we want to generate the level by doing a couple of steps. First, we want to like initialize, and then we want to place first module, and then like while there are open connections, well actually we want to have some area per level module. start with 100 and then, or maybe 10 is a good value. While current area is less than desired area, keep adding modules at open connections. So the first thing we'll do is like say like a starting module is library get, no, is it starter or first? Starting module, there we go. Instant. This is where we're gonna need like a function to instantiate module with a transform. We used to do connection, right? I want to return a level module. But we don't instantiate, we actually duplicate. And then we add it to a list somehow. Module instantiated modules. We don't really need to do anything drastic. We can just do this. Oh, we need to have a root. Node 3D, that's the root that we need to apply this to. Yes. Cool. When we instantiate the module, we will also add it to current area. Should work, and then like is very close to what we want to do, but let's just put it right in here. might make sense to actually have a function for that, I guess. There's a filter we can do, but let's keep it like that for the time being. Okay, so we get all the open connections, and then we will pick a random one. So now we want to get a module. So this is where it becomes a bit weird. So we got connectors. We want to have some criteria for whether or not those connectors can connect. Could copy this right out of the other one, but maybe keep it simpler. There was this thing where we had like a width of a connection. And also it shouldn't be able to what was I thinking? So we've got a list of open connections. We can pick a random one, and we can pick a random module that can fit that connection. So like so a connection has a function, can connect to other level module connection, and we just say like return true here. So first we want to get a connection that can from a level module. Let's say we have a func that get connection get connections that can connect with other connection level module connection, and then it goes through all the connections, and if it can connect with the other, it returns it. We can build a dictionary out of this. Yeah, you know. I think it makes sense to pick the connection we want to connect from first, and then enumerate all the connections in in all our modules, or we could pick a module and then see which connections, open connections exist. What would be the best? So we'll have more connections than modules. We can go through all the modules that exist in a random order would be nice. Want to shuffle them? Can we shuffle them using a random? No. Can we use our random? What are we missing? We need some. All right, so maybe connections should have a reference to the module. And when modules set up the connections, okay, we have 30 minutes and then I gotta go. It's so bright out. I forget what time it is. So this returns sorts standalone expression. The line has no effect, but sort custom doesn't return anything. Okay, whatever. It's not gonna be that, so we can skip that, and then we can do like module connections. Call it matching module connections. It's the same as module dot get or can connect. What do we get? Connections that can connect with connection, which is the connection we choose. If size equals 0, just continue. Otherwise, what is this doing? I'm still angry. Value doesn't have a set type. This is sort of true. It just needs to calculate the transform here. Matching module connection. Get transform to connect with connection. That seems like a good name. Level module connection. Func should be transformed 3D. This should calculate like the inverse of something. This is it's this. Hello, kitty. Did I see? Oh, you're here. Hey. We actually need both connections here. Oh, this one sucks because we haven't instantiated the thing yet. Hello, nickname. Then we gotta go seek it out by finding like an index or something. We probably should have another function that calls this but calculates things for us. So it could be function instantiate module from with connections. So we want to have like a module. We want to have a source connection or from connection. Connection and other connection. So here I think in the other case, we're starting from parent and child. That's a better... So, and this gets called, it's not really, it's living on this. I think I, it might want to have it living here, or it's not here. Now we want to find from the which index it's something like this, yes, and then we want to do like because we want to connect them, and then connection what should we call this one? Instantiated connection is and then this, because we don't know like which connection is which. I have a slight feeling that we might, I don't know if it copies, if it duplicates an object that has references to child objects like the connections, does it actually understand then that those are, we'll figure it out. I don't understand what this error message is. The line has no effect. Sure does. Like randef works the same. Okay, for module in randomly ordered modules, matching module connections is module get connections that can connect with connections. Okay. And this one does have a type, so that's not wrong. And then if they're non-continue, and then we find the module that we want. We could just pass in the ID here then, but no, we can't. Well, we could, I guess. Okay. Okay, so this should sort of do it. It's quite possible that it'll break, but and we don't do any collision detection yet. Let's see what errors come up when we try to bring it up here. First of all, we're gonna need some sort of thing. So I guess we go module library, which is all the way out here. Add a child node. Let's call this level module. Let's add like a CSG box. Let's make it new standard material. No, let's just load the concrete one. Let's make it 10 by 10 by 10. Here's our little cube. And then we offset it so it's 5 units down. Nice. And then we'll create a connection. And this actually should inherit from marker 3D. I think that's a good idea. Change type marker. Nope. There we go. And this one will connect this way. And this one will connect that way. Nice. And then we'll create a new one. This will be a turn or a T maybe. Now let's make it turn first. Delete this. Might be that these should be reversed. We'll see. Maybe it doesn't actually matter. Let's make another one that's gonna be the. Oh. Hello, cat. This is simply going to be like something that raises something up. I'm gonna put this back over here. I'm gonna grab this, make a duplicate. Fine. These are our simple modules. Actually, let's make it 10. And then potentially one here just for the lulz. Here's our modules. A module library has this. Starting module will be one of them. First one. And then hello cat. Hey. I'm using Windows 11. So it's a custom thing. Can you? I have like 15 minutes left, cat. Can I do that? And then we can cuddle when I go get the kid. And yeah. Because now it's getting a bit hard to do stuff. Module. We need a node, not a marker. Actually, let's put it. Yeah, sure. This is gonna be our thing. Decide area 100. Regenerate. The first thing it says, non-existent functions set up in base node 3D. Level module level generator 41. Wrong project. That doesn't even have a, that line doesn't exist. Module level generator 41. I'll restart or something. Wait, is it open here? So I think, by the way, is it WM? There's a link to, cannot infer type of matching module connections variable because the value doesn't have a set type. Um, 93. Still thinks this is an error. But module, oh, module doesn't have a type. Oh, you do? Cool. Now we have a problem here where this doesn't quite... We're also not clearing out the level root, and it might be like not adding things. Because things need to be owned if we want to see them in the editor. I forgot about all this bullshit. We don't have ownage, but we will. This is can't open file. This even also this one doesn't. Okay. Let's also make sure that everything gets cleaned out. Root for child in level root get children. Sure. I think we can free them directly. Unsure. actually does something. Not sure why this definitely shouldn't do that. So what's the issue now then? Restart. There we go. Module level generator 86. Library setup. Where is library setup? It's a module library. Module library has a function that's called setup. And module library is of type module library. And this references that module library. So how... Okay. Invalid call. Non-existent function set up in base node 3D module library. It's here. This, if I want to call something, this needs to be a tool as well, which is also true for, I forgot about this. We need, all these need to be tool scripts. Otherwise, they don't really exist in the editor. Bit of a brain F. Get random module. I could see that one not existing. 93. I didn't write this out. It should have been library starting module. Wait. Playing should not be a good idea. Actually runs these for some reason. Cannot call method get children on a null value at 78. So did I... Oh, we have something at least. Is that a way to run the clear thing? Why are these there? Guess those markers are just something else then. That's okay. So let's see what happened. Regenerate. Did one and then out of bounds. 102, I'm guessing the select the thing. Open connections is get open connections, and that's not set up because instantiate module does not add the 4. Wait, we shouldn't need that. Get open connections should work. So it plops down the first one. Okay, it never ends. I don't know why. But we need to... it just keeps going because area is never added up, or... Oh, maybe it's 0. This is... somewhat common-ish. Oh, it's gonna crash again. No, it has 10, 10, 10 area, so that should work. So now we just need to make sure we don't do this forever, because then no good. Any luck? Nope. Not sure. It's like... can connect with in base marker. It's just a bunch of them. Level module connection. Can connect. It's not connect with. Oh, the joys of it actually created a bunch of these. And it's the right number and everything. It's just they're entirely wrong, like positioned entirely wrong. I think at least. Oh, it did just one, and then the other ones. Where are the other ones? Oh, they didn't even move. I think I forgot to. Or I did something in the wrong direction, it seems. This one's child connection with parent connection. Yeah, that seems okay. Yeah, we get T here, but we never set it. So it simply set that up with instantiated module. No, we pass T there. We do. And transform is T. So, but we do that too early because it doesn't understand. I think we mess up the order of the... Something like this. Yeah, look. So now we can just do another seed. It doesn't seem to ever get to that one, which I don't understand why. Can we have an offset in here? No, it's a VM for... It's not a VM for Linux. It's Windows 11. And it's only sort of a VM. It's moving windows, but it's not like drawing them. There, it moved it up. Cool. So is there an off by one error here where it doesn't pick up on the last level module? This one. But from what I understand, sort custom will not return another method. It feels like it picks the same every time. Oh wait, I need to return. That's what's missing. Hey, look at that. It works. So now in theory we have like something. Get children of null value. I don't know. I think it happens a bit too early. It's like the regenerate here gets set to something and then it does generates. We need to say like, oh shit, I gotta run. Okay, whatever. We'll see. I have to run, unfortunately. I don't even have time to raid someone. So, hugs and kisses, peeps. Don't forget to wishlist the game. And yeah, take it easy. See ya. Hugs and kisses. Bye bye.